Hello everyone, it's DiegoDoom here, bringing you another review. Today I'll be reviewing S.H.Figuarts Gomora. Gomora comes from the 1966 show Ultraman. During an escort expedition, the SSSP encounter the ancient monster Gomora. Before Gomora can attack, he is captured. During transport, Gomora breaks free and begins his destructive rampage. Ultraman soon jumps into action to stop Gomora, but is overwhelmed by his strength. Gomora escapes the first encounter, only to return later to continue his rampage. Now, Ultraman must battle the ancient powerful monster Gomora once more to save Japan. Be sure to check out the 1966 show Ultraman, it is absolutely fantastic. S.H.Figuarts Gomora is another fantastic release in the S.H.Figuarts line. Gomora has a fantastic sculpt, fantastic paint applications, good accessories, and a great range of articulation. Let's jump right into it and take a look at Gomora himself. Gomora has a great range of articulation. First, let's start with the head. We can look very high up, we can look down, we can look left and right. The mouth can open up quite a bit. The shoulders have a great range of rotation. They cannot really rotate a full 360, but as you can see here, they do have a good bit of movement. The arms can come out this much. We have a nice bend in the elbows. We have an elbow swivel. Actually, the entire arm swivels, which is pretty good. The claws are in ball joints, so we can tilt and spin these freely. In the upper torso, we can lean forward, backward, twist side to side, and lean side to side. The legs can kick forward this much, backward this much, and come out to the sides this much. We have a very nice bend in the knees. The feet can tilt and swivel. And then finally we have Gomora's tail. Now something to know about Gomora's tail is comprised of many ball joints, and you'll see here you can fold it up in any way you want and it holds its pose, which is definitely very cool. I really like the tail on this figure. When it comes to sculpt and paint apps, Gomora is absolutely fantastic. Starting from the top, we have Gomora's nicely textured, curved, semi-sharp head crest. The head crest has a nice weather brown paint app with Gomora's signature red zigzag accents. The weather brown paint app is used throughout the body. Gomora's brow is nice with various textured creases and folds. The eyes look pretty good. The eye itself has a white paint app while the pupils have a nice matte black paint app. One thing that kind of bothers me, I'm not a fan of the technique that was used to create the eyes. It looks like they were printed on like the face on our S.H.Figuarts Bruce Lee. At the end of our nicely textured snout, we have Gomora's horn with a great semi-sharp sculpt and a dirty bone paint app. At the front of the mouth, we have the beak-like tip with the same dirty bone paint app as the horn. The teeth have a rounded sculpt with a bone paint app and hints of red. I think the hints of red might be a little bit of overbleed from the inner mouth. The inner mouth has a fantastic detailed fleshy sculpt with a glossy flesh red paint app. Moving down to the chest, we can see the texture has changed quite a bit. The chest has a very rough textured and detailed sculpt with a nice darker brown paint app. This new rough part of the body goes all the way down to Gomora's stomach. The arms are very nicely detailed with various creases and folds. On each elbow we have spikes with a dirty bone paint app. The claws have a nice large sculpt with a lighter bone paint app for the nails. The legs have an awesome sculpt with more various weathered creases and folds. The feet are large with nice dirty bone toenails and heel spurs. Spin around to the back, we can see Gomora's scales have switched up on us again. The scales on the back have a very rough and detailed texture with a darker weather brown paint app. As we move down the back and reach the tail, we can see our rough patch of scales transition to a smoother ribbed pattern. The tail has a nice large ribbed multi-segmented sculpt with various creases and folds. As we move down the tail becomes smaller and the ribbed pattern becomes tighter as we reach the tail tip. For accessories, first up, we have a pair of hands with a nice large detailed sculpt, weather brown paint apps, and dirty bone paint apps for the nails. One hand is cupped and the other hand is kind of balled up like a fist. The hands attach via ball joints. When removing the hands, Make sure to hold close to the wrist joint so the pressure is on the hand and not the wrist joint itself. Now, something to note, I had a very difficult time swapping the hands on this figure. If you have this issue, I recommend using a hair dryer to soften up the sockets to make swapping the hands a lot easier. Now, with the new hands attached, Gomora can strike more expressive poses. Next up, we have our torn horn part with a nicely detailed fleshy sculpt and a flesh red paint app. To attach, all we have to do is remove the horn and insert the torn horn piece. Finally, we have the severed tail piece. This part has an awesome torn fleshy sculpt with a blood red paint app. To attach, all you have to do is remove the tail at the base and then plug in the severed tail piece. Now, with our damaged horn and severed tail, we can see Gomora has been critically injured. Now, let's do some size comparisons. As a whole, I think Gemr turned out to be absolutely fantastic. The sculpt is awesome, the paint apps are very well done, the articulation is great, and we have some very cool accessories. The only thing I think this figure is lacking is a bulldozer to hold. I absolutely recommend picking this figure up. Now I definitely have to get caught up and pick up the Ultra Act Gomora figure. Now, how much does Gomora cost? I imported my Gomora figure for $38, which isn't bad at all. Now, if you're weary about importing Gomora, he is available right now on Amazon at a slightly higher price. To pick him up domestically, click the Amazon link in the description of this video. This has been another review by DiegoDoom. Thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned for more figure reviews. To see more S.H.Figuarts Ultraman reviews or other absolutely fantastic reviews, click the links on screen right now. If you thoroughly enjoy my content, consider checking out my Patreon page. Remember to follow me on social media, and most important of all, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.